If they running their mouth, then they looking for trouble. Ran right up in the knowledge, now they back in the huddle. See, they know we can fight, new content every week. Me and Dr. Clyde, keep on bringing the heat. Now they know that we driven, and they know we quitting. Yoshi and Dr. Winner, keep on bringing the energy. Unity. See, they know we ain't stopping, and they know they got problems, and they ran out of options. If they know got a problem, can't let it go unsolved. Bring back learning, Afrocentric history, we see tomorrow. Karma's karma, I say what I say, I hear underwater. Till I see I fall off, then I bring y'all up on note. I'm back up on my Clyde winners, 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 Clyde winners. Divine winters, Clyde winters, mind bender, Clyde winters. I'm Richard, ride with ya, master teacher, create masters, Clyde winters. Give respect to the elder, Clyde winters. I told them somebody else that living for me. I told you somebody else that looking for me. I think there's somebody else that looking for me. I think there's somebody else that looking for me.
We have to live by my heart. We have to live by my heart. I have not done wrong. I have not robbed. I have not stolen. I have not drank. I have not told lies. I have not stolen food. I was not stolen. I have not fornicated with the fornicator. I have not caused anyone to weep. I have not dissembled. I have not transgressed. I have not discussed secrets. I have brought no lawsuit. I am not wrong. I am not struck kill. I am not transgressed the law. I have not been hunted. Except when I'm talking about on the tongue. I have not made extolling. I have not bragged. I have not cursed. I have not been violent. I have not confounded truth. I have not been impatient. I have not cursed against
Dr. Winter's legacy is a testament to the power of knowledge and the unyielding spirit of exploration. His impact is felt worldwide, as he shares and enlightens at conferences, symposiums, and collaborative projects. His voice is a beacon in the academic world, challenging, inspiring, and always educating. His journey reminds us that the quest for knowledge is never-ending, and its impact is timeless. Dr. Winters teaches us to challenge the narratives and to learn with an open mind. As he always says, B1 is not a group, it's a lineage. Let his story inspire everybody to pursue knowledge relentlessly and to always seek the truth. Now let us welcome in the grandfather of research, the Trill OG himself, the Honorable Dr. Clyde Winters.
The researcher do the research. Oh, no. I don't get a kick out of telling lies. Let the researcher do the research. Oh, no. Spent years studying the ties. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah. Black first, with strength we rise. Yeah, let the researcher do the research. Yeah. Unite unite in truth and kill the lies. Let the researcher do the research. I'll learn to debunk my own craft. Respect is all that I had. Dr. Winters, I was sent here to finish my task, to become the greatest researcher, and that's who I am. Dr. Winters, yeah. Na 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 na. Let the research gotta tell it lies. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. I spent years studying the tides. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. Black first, with strength we rise. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. Unite in truth and kill the lies. Be one, be one, be one. Be one to win this fight. We must unite. Stand up for the righteous and let your skin shine bright. Be one, be one, be one, be one. Lessons whispered at night.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Family. Thank you for coming and joining us today on Thursday. Today is Black History Gems. What's up, Karen? Karen Vincent. Karen is here all the time. Karen is a real Black researcher. Because, see, she wants you to know the truth. See? Karen is about the business, you see. Karen is about the business. And that's why Karen, you know what she said? She said, greetings, B1 family. Yes, sirs. We're B1, Black first. Black first. B1, brilliant and Black. You got that right, baby. You got that right. You know. And that's the thing. What up, Greg? What up, Greg Hawkins? B1, baby. We got to carry it and see. This is the thing that's a big problem now, is that these people, they don't understand that they're very upset. And the reason they're very upset is because of the fact that we're beginning to really think about who and what we are. We're beginning, in a sense, to say, aha, we're somebody. We don't have to just be trying to run around and act like all these other people are the number ones. No, we're number one, and that's one of the things is that Yoshimad did a very beautiful video. His video is called Attention TikTok for FBA Scholars. And what makes this video so dynamic, what makes this video so important is that he breaks it down, See, we wanna sometimes believe that we're somehow, because we delineate that there's something wrong with us. And that we're putting ourselves outside of the mainstream world culture. But see what Yoshimad has done in this video, and go to Yoshimad the Genius, go to Yoshimad channel on YouTube. What he's done is that he breaks down that no, it's what they want from us. They want to be us. They want to take from us. They're so in a sense ashamed, and they're so upset because the fact, in a sense, is that we have an identity. A lot of brothers from the continent, a lot of brothers from the Caribbean, they want to make us believe, you are foundational Black Americans. You guys, you don't really have any culture. You don't really have any identity. And because of the fact that you don't have any identity, you have no culture, then therefore, in a sense, you live in this make-believe world. No, we don't live in a make-believe world. See, we live in a real world. We live in a world where we accept the fact that as foundational Black Americans, we have to accept the fact that we're the new Egyptians. Yes, we're the new Egyptians. We're in a sense demigods. Not to say that we're like God, but we're demigods in the sense that we are in a sense setting the standard of the world. We're setting we're making it in a sense understandable what this culture is all about. These people, they got so upset because of the fact that they've been around here kissing ass, and they've been around here in a sense trying to say, oh, the FBA is no good. We got to get rid of the FBAs. And then when they started running these brothers down, sisters down, and then driving them out of the country, they all upset. No, hey, it's not time to be upset now, baby. It's not time to be upset now. You should have known better. Karen, what did Karen say? Karen said, all the blacks wasting their time showing Latinos who voted for Trump crying on social media. Too bad. Sellouts, you got that right. They are sellouts, you see, because they thought in a sense if we keep the black people up, if we keep them in the forefront, they won't touch us. They won't be bothered with us. They won't even notice that we here to grift. We here to steal. We here to take. What that sister say on a video a couple of weeks ago? She said she didn't come to America to give. She came to America to take. She came to America to take. And see, that's what makes this video. That's what makes this video by Yoshimar the Genius, Attention TikTok for FBA Scholars. That's what makes this video so deep, because he breaks it down. You see, we had to be supportive, and I'm supportive of Yoshimar because this brother is a real genius. This brother, in a sense, what he shows is genius by allowing us, in a sense, to get an understanding of what's happening in the real world. And also because of the fact that Yoshimar is an artist, what he does is that he takes his skill as an artist and he applies it, and he manufactures all these beautiful visual images, the music, all this stuff is to really enliven us and let us know who and what we are. So again, try to go to Yoshimar YouTube channel. Check this out, Attention for YouTube Scholars. It's a very, very wonderful video, very, very inspiring video, and a very, in a sense, informative video. And he makes it clear that instead of us being, ashamed that we're not in Africa and letting people shame us and say we don't have a culture, we have a magnificent culture. You see, and it's this magnificent culture that everybody wants. And see, Claude Anderson, he told us years ago, he said, you got to stop. FBA, you got to stop always trying to lionize all these foreigners and trying to make it look like these foreigners are doing something so great. No, they're not doing nothing great, you see. But do you know what they're doing? I'm going to tell you what they're doing. What they're doing, in a sense, he said, was they're here to take from you. Yes. He said they were here to take from us. He said they were here, in a sense, to try to replace us. And we took it for granted. He said, no. We fought to get these people here. And they understand now that it's because of the fact that we fought to get these people here that they are here, And we took it for granted that these people didn't really feel like that. These people, they felt they were here to take what we got, you see. They want to take what we got. They see everything we do as mysterious. They see everything we do as being something that they want to do, but they're afraid to do, you see. They're afraid to do. And the reason that they're afraid to really set out and really be as adventurous and really be as dynamic is because of the fact that they fear it. They fear that stuff. Name an African scholar. I'm waiting. Name an African scholar. I'm waiting. You're not going to find any because they don't have that. They don't have that heart. They don't have that grip. They don't have that determination. But I can name a number of African Asante. Even Gates with his Uncle Thomas. W.B. Du Bois. These are black scholars, in a sense, who have established a worldwide reputation for being not only FBA, but being, in a sense, well-grounded in their disciplines of study. You see, and people read their literature. Yes. They're trying, in a sense, to deny it. They're trying to, in a sense, put us down. They're trying to make us feel as though we can make no contributions. But that's just to keep you upset, brother. That's just to keep you upset, sister. They know what time it is. And what time is it? The time is a time of an explosion of knowledge, an explosion of literature. Everything that they tried to hide because of YouTube, because of the internet, we've been able to take a lot of stuff that they tried to hide from us, and we put it front and center in front of the rest of the Black community. Not only in front of the FBA community, but the world Black community, you see. But at the same time, we were a humble people. Yes, we are humble. You know, a lot of people, they say those Yankees, those Americans like to brag. No, we're not braggarts, you see. You know, we might want, in a sense, always show that we got swag, of course, you know, but we're not braggarts. But they see us as braggarts because the fact is that we have so much that we can talk about. We have leaders, you know. These people come from foreign, even the white folks. Who can they name? Who can they name as a real positive leader? After President Truman, you know, during World War II. After him, what other white hero do they have? They tried to in a sense pump up JFK, you know, but he got assassinated. So they try to pump up. But other than JFK, you know, Truman, they don't have any white leaders that they can lionize, that they can really, you know, support. But we know we have worldwide leaders, W.B. Du Bois, you know, Frederick Douglass, Carter G. Woodson, you know. We had even diplomats and stuff that are well known and great. You know, it was us that helped get Israel for the Israelis and stuff. Because the fact is that people, they listen to us. People listen to us because people say those people, those foundational Black Americans, those are people in a sense that are in the soil. Those are people in the dirt. And these people stand for something. Yes, the world feels we stand for something. A lot of us maybe don't feel that we stand for something, but that's our own problem, you see? That's our own problem. But that doesn't mean that we're not, in a sense, out there in the forefront, that we're not, you know, showing the leadership, you see. And this is something that's important. So again, like I said, check out Yoshiman's video and his discussion of some of the, some of the African cultures and what they need to do and what they don't know, you know. Again, I'm here to talk about a tablet. Yes. There's so many mysteries. There's so many mysteries in a sense that the European, in a sense, has. And a lot of these mysteries, in a sense, is knowledge that he didn't want us to know. But although he didn't want us to know it, we were able, in a sense, to break down the code. We were able, in a sense, to get past, you know, the code and really explore it. So I want to talk today about an artifact, and it's a very interesting artifact. And I want to talk about this artifact because this artifact is very inspiring because it shows, in a sense, that Black people have been out a long time and that Black people have been involved in doing great things, you see. And yet, yes, it is so, the wonderment of it. It's kind of almost, in a sense, ghostly. It's kind of scary to understand what we've done in so many cases. But let's discuss some of these issues. Let's see where it's coming from. What the white man won't tell you about this ancient tablet. You know, join my Patreon to see the slides. After the conclusion of this presentation, I'm going to put these slides on my Patreon. Please join my Patreon. It's only $5 a month. $5 a month. You know, that's less than buying your daily coffee if you buy a coffee. $5 a month is nothing, but that $5 is very meaningful to me because I can use that $5 to maybe unlock, in a sense, you know, information that's behind a paywall and stuff. I can get the latest articles. I can buy the latest books. I can do these things because I'm being supported by the members of my Patreon. Thank you so much, Patreon. Thank you for your support. Continue to support me. And please, in a sense, you know, other people, join my Patreon. Help me to be able to do even better and more research. You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Clyde Winters 8. You know, right now you're on my YouTube channel. Yes, my YouTube channel. This YouTube channel has over 400, you know, we're rapidly approaching 500 videos on all aspects of of Black history, Black culture, Black civilization. You know, come to this site, not just every Thursday, but come to this site and watch my other videos. Soak in this knowledge. Use this knowledge with your kids. You see that President Trump, one of his major goals now is to try to block people knowing about our history. He's trying to, in a sense, do everything he can to make it so that white people don't have to suffer from knowing our greatness. Yes, yes. He's not doing that in a sense just to make us become confused. He's not doing that in a sense just to make Black people feel as though they should, lesser than whites. He's doing that because he don't want white folks to see our greatness. He don't want white folks to see our contributions to this great American civilization. And so that's why he does this. That's why he does this, because he's trying, in a sense, to hide the truth. And you can't hide the truth, you see. You can order my books at Amazon.com, and these books will help you to understand and know more about our history. B1, Black first. Yes, yes, yes. In many languages, especially when you look up the meaning of Black in many languages, you find that Black not only means, in a sense, a color, but it also means brilliant. So when you say you're B1, you're not just, in a sense, Black first, you're brilliant first. And so if you're brilliant and you're Black, then what? We are Black and brilliant. B1, baby. B1. Stand for something. Love who you are. Understand that we're fighting to bring about a great future, not just for today, but a future for all of us as Black people. FBA is not a group. So what is FBA? FBA is not an organization. FBA is a lineage. A lineage is lineal descent from an ancestor, ancestry or pedigree. As a result, we are descendants of the Black Europeans, Africans, and Aboriginal Blacks who built the United States. Yes, we have a tripartite origin. Look at that picture. You see those teepees? That's what some of our ancestors, yes, some of our ancestors were nomadic, but we are, in a sense, we are the product of a tripartite ethnogenesis. It involved Black Europeans, Aboriginal Blacks, and Sub-Saharan Africans, And then you can see that picture on the right-hand side. That's me and my old man. Yes, yes, yes. That's old Noby. Noby, baby. Yes, sirs. I was proud, and I'm still proud, that this old man was my dad, my daddy-o. Yeah, I called him daddy-o. Maybe I was trying to be hip. I don't know. But he's my old man. He taught me a lot. He made me understand that you got to stand for something. He made me understand that as a Black man, you never leave your family. As a Black man, you stand by your woman no matter what. Because it's that Black woman that's going to be with you when all else falls. When everybody turns their back on you, my old man told me it's going to be your woman, baby. Your woman, she going to be there, baby. There are many things about our history that the whites hide from us. Yes, 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 yes. It's like they carry around a briefcase, and in this briefcase is where they're hiding stuff, and they're hiding stuff from us because they don't want us to know who we are. They don't want us to know where we came from. They don't want us to know our contribution because, see, they feel that if we really know who and what we are, that we're going to surpass them, but we already surpassed them in everything. The only thing is that we don't really try to pump it up or try to just be arrogant. If you want to find out more about our various histories, especially Black people in Asia and our relationship between how the Indians were Black, get my books. These are some of my books that I've written on various aspects of the Black Egyptians, and the Dravidians. Dravidians are the Tamil people and the Telugu people in India. Over here, they pretend to be white, but over there, everybody recognizes they're dark skinned. Some got nappy hair, some got straight hair. These are some of my books about the Tamil people. Get my book, The Dravidian Connection. My other book, Ancient History of Tamils in Central Asia. This is a very important book because this book, Ancient History of Tamils in Central Asia, in this book you'll find out how many of the so-called Indian people formerly lived in Central Asia before they migrated back into India. And then, of course, my book, Dravidian Tamil is the language of the Indus Valley writing. In this book, I explain how you can read the Indus Valley seals based upon Tamil. Yes, and that they claim that they're not deciphered, but I deciphered the Indus Valley writing back in the 1990s, 1980s. People know about my research, but they're not going to acknowledge my research because they feel that unless a white man does something, it's never been done. And it's a lot. If you want to find out about some of the early is writing that the Dravidians had, get my book, an unofficial history of the Dravidian writing. Get that book. Then I have my book. I just published this a few months ago. It's Origin, Tamil, and Telugu of South India. In this book, I present direct Indian and Egyptian texts that show that the so-called Tamil people and other Dravidian groups that live in India today originally lived in the Nile Valley. Yes, the Nile Valley. My book, The World History of the Black Race, this book will give you aspects of all history of Black people on every continent and every place. And then my book, The History, Nile Valley History, Noreg Veda, that's where I go into detail. In Nile Valley History and Noreg Veda, I go into detailed discussion of how the Nile Valley civilization is related to Indian civilization. The Dispilio tablet, record of prehistoric kings, tombs, and devotion to the goddess Neith. Yes, Neith. You know, they don't talk too much about Neith or Nia today, but back in the day, she was a very important goddess. She was a Mediterranean goddess, and Neith, in a sense, was worshipped by many people. If you follow me over the years, you know that that the original gods were goddesses, and the reason that the original gods were goddesses is mainly because of the fact, in a sense, is that it was the female. It was a woman who did a lot in terms of creating what we call civilization. They were the ones who invented agriculture. They were the ones who made the first tool. Yes, they made the first tool, which was a seat. And a seat is shaped like a half moon with a handle on the end, and you cut down crops with it. But as I said, it has a handle, but it's like the crescent moon. And why is it like the crescent moon? Is because the fact, in a sense, is that the woman, she represented, death and resurrection. And the reason she represented death and resurrection was due to her menstrual cycle. You see, because it's the female. The female is the only entity on the planet Earth, females, who bleed once a month, and yet they don't die. And we know as hunters that if an animal bleeds, that animal will die. That animal is going to die because the loss of the blood leads to that death. But it was the woman, she could go through this process of dying every month, and yet she didn't, in a sense, die. She bled, but she didn't die. And it was because of the fact, in the sense, that the woman had a menstrual cycle, that they created, in a sense, calendars. It was because, in the sense of the menstrual cycle, that many of the earliest goddesses were associated with the moon, or with the passage of the stages of the moon, you see. But again, we're going to talk about the Dispilio tablet, a record of prehistoric kings, tomb, and devotion to the goddess Neith. The Dispilio tablet is a very interesting document. And it's very interesting because it was found in Europe. And the Dispilio tablet was discovered by George Muraziadis, a professor of prehistoric archaeology, in 1993. The Dispilio tablet was found at a Neolithic lake settlement in northern Greece, near the city of Castoria. This site was inhabited around, some people say 7,000 to 8,000 years ago. I've been able to decipher the Dispilio tablet. The tablet was written in Minoan A characters. Yes. The Minoan people were the people who they believe founded, in a sense, the so-called Cretan civilization, or civilization on Crete. And these people who lived on Crete, they had their own writing systems. And they had two writing systems. One is called Minoan A, which was, in a sense, invented by the original people who lived in Crete, the original Minoan people, who had come from Africa, of course. And then there's a linear B, The Minoans lived on Crete according to Grecian traditions, They were the founders of Minoan civilization. And these founders of Minoan civilization, these early, in a sense, Minoans, were also called Garamonte. And the Garamonte people came from Libya, you know. We can read the Minoan inscriptions, which were written in the Malinke-Bambara language, the language of the Captiu, or Cretans. Yes, yes. In the ancient inscriptions, the people on Crete, on Crete, or the Minoans, were called Captiu. Captiu was the Egyptian name for the people of Crete. This tablet, in a sense, records, much about the Captive people, much about these early Europeans and how they, in a sense, influenced the early part of the world. Ever since Arthur Evans discovered the hieroglyphic and linear writing of Crete, there has been a search for authors of this writing. Some Grecian traditions indicate that Libyans called Garamonte formerly lived on Crete. This suggests that some of the Indo-Cretans, as they are called in some of the literature, spoke one of the ancient languages of Libya. This is a recording in the Egyptian monuments, and this is showing the Captiu people. Yes, this is showing the early Cretans who were coming into Egypt, and they were sharing with the Egyptians. They brought in some gifts for their ruler. Some Grecian traditions indicate that Libyans called Garamontes lived there, you see. And it's very important to understand this important role of these people. The name Garamonte illustrates affinity to Mandi morphology and grammar. The Mandi language is a member of the Niger-Congo group of languages. The name of the Manding tribe, called Mandi, means Ma, mother, and Indi, children, and can be interpreted as children of Ma, or mother's children. Descent among this group is matrilineal. The word Garamonte can be broken down into Malinke-Bambara into the following monosyllabic words: Ga, hearth; arid, hot; Manti, Mandi. So the name of the Mandi-speaking tribe. This means that the term Garamonte can be interpreted as Mandi of the arid lands, or arid lands of the children of Ma. This last term is quite interesting, because by the time the Greeks and Romans learned about the Garamonte, the Fezzan was becoming increasingly arid. And many parts of the, of that part of Africa back in the day began to be, a lot of people began to move out of the Saharan desert and other parts of Africa that was much more fertile and much more wetter. The Egyptians called the Minoans Captiu, you see. The Egyptians have left us elements of the Captiu language in the form of Minoan or Captiu names on an Egyptian writing board. Yes, they found a writing board that had, in a sense, some of these Captiu words. These Captiu names correspond to Mandi names. The word Kef in Captiu probably is Gabe, the name of a Mandi clan, plus the locative suffix I or I, used to give the affirmative sense, plus the plural suffix for names, u, and the te, suffixal element used to denote the place names. Therefore, the Garamonte would be in a sense a name of the various people, but also in a sense Captiu would also be able to be interpreted, in the Mandi languages. On the Egyptian board, there are 8 Captiu names. These names are Mandi names. One of the Captiu names was Shir, and we have Si in the Mandi language. Nasi, and we have Nasi in the Mandi language. We have Kash, Kash. And on the Captiu writing board, we have Inkie, which is similar. We find Pernatpe or Bene, Pertpe or Bene on the name for twins. Then we have Dim, which agrees with the Mandi name Dimba. Then we have Rasa, which agrees with another Mandi name, which is Rasa. So you can see that these so-called Captiu names, they point back to the Mandi language, which is the language of the Mandingo people, or the language of what we call the Cretan people, or the people who lived in Minoan Crete. This analogy between Captiu and Mandi names is startling. This analogy allowed me to test the idea that we could read Minoan inscriptions using the Malinke-Bambara language, because the Vai-Mandi signs are identical to the linear A signs and the letters used to write other ancient river valley inscriptions. Look at this picture. Here's a comparison of writing systems. You see, these writing systems used throughout, the Middle East and Africa, and Egyptian and Mandi. Look at those letters. Look at those. Look at the shape of those letters. Look how they correspond. Look how, in a sense, they show this close family relationship. Yes. Take a minute and look at that. Often, a lot of people will try to tell you that lookism isn't a good way to do archaeology, but it is, in a sense, because when you can see a close relationship between characters in a particular writing system, it has to point to the fact that those characters have analogy, that they correspond to one another. We also find similar characters on pottery from the megalithic of South India, Indus Valley script, the Egyptians of the first dynasty, the Mandine script, and Anatolian. Look at these symbols. Look at these symbols that show analogy. And all of these symbols, megalithic pottery, that means, in a sense, from the megalithic period in India, to the Indus script, to the Egyptians of the first dynasty, the Mandine script, and Anatolian script. And then at the end, you see how all of these characters, these letters, in a sense, correspond to letters on the Dispilio tablet. That's startling. That can't be coincidence. See, some things just cannot be the result of coincidence. You see, the Dispilio tablet signs agree with the symbols used to write inscriptions on ceramic vessels and in many river valley civilization scripts, including the Indus Valley seals and Proto-Sumerian signs. Yes, they show analogy. They show a family relationship. These inscriptions are so important. They're so important because it shows this relationship. The European or is always trying to teach us that all of these various cultures that exist in ancient times were monolithic cultures. He wants you to believe that all these cultures were separated, that each culture was different, and that it was different people in these places, and that there was no relationship, and nothing could be, further from the truth. There were relationships. These people did share culture. These people did share civilization elements. But the problem, in a sense, is that they want you not to know this, so you can be ignorant of this reality. The evidence of similarity between Kiptiu names and names from the Mandine languages support Robert Graves in his book, The Greek Myths, that was published in 1980. Robert Graves views that the Edo-Cretans who early settled Crete migrated to the Niger Valley. Yes, he believes that the Kiptiu later left the islands and migrated back to Africa and settled in the Niger Valley. As a result, the Kiptiu or Edo-Cretans spoke a language similar to the Mandi people who lived near the Niger River. Consequently, there was every possibility that the linear A script used by the Kiptiu, which is analogous to the Libico-Berber writing, could be used to read the Dispilio tablet. This is further support to Minoan signs, an African deciphering by G.K. Campbell. Here, Campbell, in his book, An African Decipherment, hypothesized that the Minoans spoke a Niger-Congo language. I proved it when I was able, in a sense, to read some of the early inscriptions from Minoan Crete. You see, family, as I try to let you know every week, is that they always try to tell you that Black people have an oral culture. They want to tell you that we have an oral culture because that's to make you think that our knowledge was limited, and that by having an oral culture, that would make you believe that unless somebody spoke about it, you couldn't really tell the history of these people. But no, that's not true. Black people have had writing for over 10, maybe 20,000 years, but definitely 10,000 years. And because of the fact that Black people have had these varied writing systems that you can learn about in my various books on African writing and other writing systems, because of the fact that we had this literacy, you can't deny our influence. You can't deny, in a sense, the reality of this great civilization and the fact that these people had writing, you see. Use the evidence that one of the Minoans were Garamonte. Two, the Garamonte migrated to the Niger Valley after the decline of this civilization in Libya, probably spoke a Mandi language. And three, the fact that the Minoans of Keftiu spoke a Mandi language, as indicated by the names of Keftiu, allowed me to decipher the Minoan writing. I discussed my decipherment of Minoan Linear A in my book, Archaeological Decipherments of Ancient Writing System. You see, these are the signs that you find on that particular tablet. And as you can see, I can break these down and we can read them, and you can read them too. Get my books. The Dispilio tablet has 4 lines of text. The texts are read from right to left, top to bottom. The first line, Tagabe tao, intusu, gyo, koito, ge tu na yuda. And it says, lay down the abode here, a place of purity, empty of all matter. This domicile will be in the company of prosperity, and in the company of much goodness, and in the company of plenitude. Thou art to be like a rising star. Yes, yes, yes. You can read these. This is what the Dispilio tablet is telling us, a tablet that they don't want you to know about. Line 3. Itu desires to hold upright the sanctified abode. Thou to produce much prosperity. The goddess Neith, thou art the foundation, the divinity of the cult. King Itu, thou art an amulet consecrated to the cult, a pleasant amulet at this moment. Yes, yes, yes. This is what they're telling us. Our ancestors have left us stories. They've left us many stories. We just have to go out there and read them. That's why I spend years deciphering languages, and you can decipher the languages too. But they don't want you to be deciphering languages. All they want you to think you were is a slave. And that black people have always been slaves of the Europeans, so that they can make you feel that you're inferior, that you can't accomplish anything, and that they know everything. You see? Line 4 reads, Tusufe Pali Mbe Gyu Selugyo Yusu. And this reads, the king's family habitation desires much goodness. Goodness, act to take root here, to be capable to hold upright, consecrated to the cult, as an object consecrated to the cult, this big hemisphere for the dead. In other words, we find in a sense that many of the people in ancient Africa, and even in ancient America too, were built in mounds. They had mounds over them, or they built pyramids over them. But these people, in a sense, were placed in mounds. You know, a lot of times the Europeans used to always say, oh, they built the pyramids. We didn't find any bodies in them. That's what they say. But how do we know? How do we know? They love to lie. The decipherment of this Dispilio tablet is very interesting because it agrees with the geographical features where the tablet was found. And it discusses the burial mounds of tumuli built to house the remains of prehistoric European elites and their families and African elites and their families. The narrative corresponds to the discovery of the Dispilio tablet at a Neolithic settlement at Lake Astratiada. The Dispilio tablet makes it clear that King Itu's tumuli was built near a river. 9 rivulets flow into Lake Orestiada, and it drains into the Heliakmon River. The inscription notes that the tomb was to be built near a river on a plain, the exact area where the tablet was found. Yes, yes, yes. This is what made it so beautiful, family. What made it so beautiful is that when you look at the site where this tablet was found, and then you read what our ancestors left in that tablet, you see that they correspond. You see that they're carrying the same message. They're carrying the same message. The only problem is that if you don't really respect the ancestors, which Europeans don't, if you don't respect the ancestors, you'll never know the great things that we've done, the great things that we've accomplished. In conclusion, the Dispilio tablet was written in Minoan. There's a picture of the Dispilio tablet, and there you can see right next on the right-hand side, you can see the signs are on this tablet. We can read Minoan because they were Garamontes who spoke a Mandi language. This tablet records a large hemisphere tomb built at the site. The identification of the tomb as hemispheric corresponds to the prehistoric tumulus burial mound built in Europe thousands of years ago. Yes, yes, yes. This tells us about our ancient people. Thank you so much. And this is a tablet that they don't want you to know about, you see. And they're not going to let you know about it unless you do the research. Do you know, family, I'm going to be starting my Afrocentric researcher class again. And, you can go to, Gumroad, Clyde Winters Gumroad, and you can sign up for my Afrocentric researcher course. And this Afrocentric course I've done over the years, I've trained many researchers who are now writing their own books, publishing their own articles. And I hope that you'll join me for this upcoming class. I want to try to provide this. People are always saying, Dr. Winters, when are you going to do it? Well, I want to provide this course because a lot of people have been asking me, when are we going to do the course again? How can they join? If you want to learn how to become a researcher, join my class. Join my Afrocentric researcher class. My Afrocentric researcher class begins on February 11, 2025. And so hopefully you'll join me for this class. We got to take back the study of our history and ourselves. Yes, 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 because it's only then that we can know it. The research course is 15 weeks for $599. You can make a single payment at Gumroad.com. You see, that's because we need more researchers. So please join my research class. You see, if you join my Afrocentric research course, you're going to learn how to do research. You're going to learn how to interpret research literature. You're going to learn how to write books and articles. And you're going to learn how to, in a sense, share this data with other people. Join my course. Amos Wilson, The Falsification of African Consciousness, said, knowing your history will reinvigorate your mind and spirit. To Wilson, we should see history as psychohistory, since the aim of writing Black people out of history is to destroy any sense of intellectual or social self-esteem among African people. If you join this class, you will be sent a PDF of this book, Afrocentric Researcher. The syllabus provides a weekly reading. You can check the syllabus to know what chapters of the book you need to read each week. And this is very important. In addition to you having the ability to have a PDF copy of this book, you can also order a printed copy of this book via Amazon. Yes, yes. If you take my Afrocentric Researcher course, you can order this book. Since I'm not going to be doing the course for a couple of weeks, that would give you time right now to order the book if you're interested in having your own personal copy that you can have, and you can look at it. You can have it in your hands and not just have to look at it on the computer. Order this book from Amazon.com. Get it before the class starts. Black History Matters. History situates your place in society. History tells you who you are. History promotes or discourages self-esteem. Yes, 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 self-esteem. The FBA, wow. The FBA that knows their history cultivates self-esteem and is motivated to seek success. Yes, yes. When you believe in yourself and you know who you are, you're going to be a better student. You're going to have a greater respect for yourselves, and you're going to believe in a sense that you can accomplish magnificent goals. And that's what FBAs do. We make so many significant, discoveries, so many significant things because we are the new Egyptians, The mission of this course, Afrocentric Researcher, is you will learn research methods that can help you write and conduct research in business. You can start your own business and stuff. These are some of the people that have been in my class. And they've written articles, and here's some of the articles and books that they've written. They've written articles that you can find online, and just look them up. And then, these were books written by some of my students, Shanice, Lindsay, and Baquette. They've written these books that are so exciting, and it's their original research, but they were able to write these books because of the fact that they took my course, and it gave them ideas on how they could, in a sense, put cloth to their ideas. That's what this course is all about, you see? See, a lot of you guys out there have very good ideas. A lot of you guys want to share those ideas with the public, and if you take my course, it's going to be able to help you to be able to take that information that you want to in a sense share with others and know the right processes and how to organize it, how to write it up, how to publish it, so that you can make sure that your research can have a tremendous impact on other Black people. You know, Shanice is a very well-known scholar. Shanice, she took my class, and now Shanice, she has her own YouTube channel, and she's just writing books like crazy. I think she's working on her, I think fourth or fifth book right now. You see, but a lot of this came from the fact is that no, I did not give her the ideas, but I tried to provide her with the skills and the abilities to be able to, and the confidence to be able to take her own knowledge, take her own, in a sense, individual talent and make that talent shine. That's why she's smiling. Because see, the thing is that she's taking that knowledge and love of her people and writing these books that are making us all proud as Black people. Join my course, you see. The Afrocentric Researcher course is a 15-week class. Yes, it's an intensive research training course. Join my course, the Afrocentric Researcher. The 15-week Afrocentric course for 2025 will begin February 11th. Yes, the course will begin February 11th, 2025. This is a Tuesday. This course will be taught every Tuesday from February up until May, I think. I think it lasts until May, the 15 weeks. And the course will be on Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Go to Clyde 98 Gum Road to find the class and join my class, you see. Clyde98.gumroad.com. And you should be able to find the Afrocentric Researcher course. Join it today so you can be ready to join the class by February. Again, the cost is $599. You see, that is not that much. That is not that much, really, when you think about it. For example, when I do consulting work, I've worked in many school districts, and they've hired me as a consultant. And I usually charge, you know, back in the day, I used to charge only $60 an hour, you know, see, and $60 an hour, you know, working in a sense a 40-hour week or whatever, as you might imagine, that is much more than this class. And this class is only $599. But when you take this course, what makes it so great is that when you take this course, you're going to learn skills in a sense that can help you to be a master researcher. You take this course, it'll help you in a sense to know how to really share your findings, you see? And this is very important, you know. But if you can't take the course, you can still be a researcher. But the course just gives you a more, it helps refine your skills a little bit better. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, let the researcher do the research. Dr. Clyde Winters, let him do the research. We need more researchers like Dr. Clyde Winters. Yes, yes, yes. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, we don't understand that it takes people who want to do research to be able, in a sense, to tell us our history. Yes, many people have taken my course, the Afrocentric Researcher. You can take it too. All you got to do is join. But if you don't, in a sense, join, understand that it's through your hard work, through your persistence that you can become a researcher. Yes, yes, yes. Let the researcher do the researcher. You know what? I've written some books that can help you to be a researcher. Those books are Pathfinder, Clyde Winters in Search of the Roots of Afrocentric Studies. Yes, yes, this book is an important book. It'll help you learn all about your history. My other book is Afrocentric Researcher by Dr. Clyde Winters. This book, in a sense, is the most important book that you will find. What makes this book important is that the Afrocentric Researcher provides you with a course, yes, provides you with a course outline that tells you all the things you do to be a great researcher. Yes, get these books, the Afrocentric Researcher, and in a sense, get my book, Pathfinder. These books are the books you need to be successful, the books that will make you a great researcher. Get these books. but let the researcher do the research, but you can be the researcher too. Again, the class is going to begin on February 11th. It's going to be every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. The class will last for 15 weeks, so it will not end until May of this year. But again, join me. Become a participant in this class so that you too can be a researcher, and that hopefully, in a sense, you can share with others, the knowledge that we all need and that they need too, you see. Our identity and our culture as Black foundational Americans. Yes, yes. Wars between Black Indians and whites were manufactured to produce Black slaves for whites. The English, the French, and the Dutch provide the Native Americans with guns, rum, and cheap goods to purchase Native American Indian slaves. Between 1670 and 1720, many Black Native Americans were enslaved. The Black Native Americans were sold into slavery throughout the 13 colonies, Mississippi Valley, Canada, and the British West Indies. The majority of Black Native Americans sold into slavery by whites and Indians. Slave traders were the Choctaw, the Yamasee, and other Carolina tribes. Yes, yes. Many of these tribes, like the Mandi, Mandinga, many of these tribes, we've lost their names. And their names have been lost to history because of the fact, in a sense, that when the European came, as he conquered these Black Indians, he just made them slaves. And so over time, in a sense, their nations disappeared. Over time, in a sense, their history wasn't recorded. Over time, they were even able to deny that Aboriginal Blacks even existed in America. Create so far as I've got to become a mass Afrocentric researcher. It's going to help my art. My mission to rewrite the history of art by boosting our people, presence, and artistic achievement. I hope that you'll join the course. I hope that we'll see you and I'll get to meet you in person, and because the point is that we need to work together, but we also need those skills that can help us to be more and better than what we are. So that's what it's all about. It's always being the best that you can do, because the thing is that we have to understand that we sold each other, and by, in a sense, fighting Cades, we can master everything. They wanted to give our Aboriginal ancestors gifts. And the only problem with the gifts that they gave us was that often these blankets that they gave us carried smallpox. Yes, diseases. They also, in a sense, gave us another gift, rum, fire water. And this rum caused an addiction among us. In a sense, it led to a demand for guns because it incentivized Indian slave trading. Yes, the first slaves sold in America were Indians, Black Indians, selling other Black Indians to Europeans to work on their cotton, not on their cotton plantations, their tobacco plantations, their rice plantations. Yes, yes, yes. We sold each other over here, just like in Africa, because of the fact that we failed to understand that we are one, we are one, we are one. We should be united based upon our identity and our culture as Black foundational Americans. Yes, yes.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story, and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
Today is today. We need to homeschool our children due to white supremacy. In many states, education departments are passing laws to deny our children from learning the history of foundational Black Americans. Today, you can learn how to organize and teach your children in a homeschool in my book, A Guide to Homeschool Foundational Black Americans. You can use my book history of blacks in America from prehistory to 1877 to teach our children their history here in the United States. You can use my book to teach world history. And this book I've written is called The World History of the Black World. This will teach your children about every black civilization in the world. Get this book. The time is now. Get these books to teach your children about their greatness, to prevent them from losing confidence in their own ability to learn and be successful future adults in employment and education.
Parents, looking for a story that would not only captivate your little one's imagination, but would also teach valuable lessons. The Bloom, bedtime story for the young at heart, takes your child on a magical journey to ancient Kemet, where the goddess Sister Andito brings life, love, and healing. Through this enchanting tale, your child will learn the importance of nature, compassion, and positivity, all while discovering the rich history of Kemet. It's a story that inspires self-mastery and love for the world around them, making it the perfect bedtime read for little dreamers. Available on Amazon now, The Bloom not only nurtures young minds, but also supports the FBA community. Grab your copy right now and give your child the gift of adventure of learning. Order The Bloom today on Amazon. Thank you. Hotel.
Reparations, baby, reparations. We deserve reparations. We deserve reparations like yesterday, not just today. No, not just today. We deserve our reparations. Give us our money, baby. Cut the check.
Cut the check, black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on cold, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for resilience. Cut the check, black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on cold, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for.
The only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay black first.